been 2 nights now, 2 nights of the same terrifying experience. And tonight, I don't even want to go near my bed. Every time I think about lying down, my chest tightens, and the same suffocating dread creeps over me. I'm terrified to fall asleep again. 2 nights ago, everything started out so normal, so routine that I'm struggling to wrap my head around what has been happening. The first night, I spent the entire day helping my aunt with chores. She'd asked me to come over early in the morning to help clean out her garage, rearrange some furniture, and assist with sorting old boxes of stuff she planned to donate. By the time we finished, my body felt like it had been through a war. Every muscle ached, and I just wanted to collapse. When we got home, it was close to 10 p.m. I was completely drained, so I skipped dinner and went straight to bed. At first, everything seemed fine. I slept deeply, like my body was trying to make up for all the energy I'd burned that day. But then I woke up, except I wasn't really awake. It was early morning, around 3:30, the kind of time when the world feels eerily quiet, like the calm before a storm. I could hear faint noises coming from the kitchen. Someone was moving around, opening the fridge, maybe pouring a drink. It had to be my mom or dad. They're both light sleepers and often get up at odd hours. The soft clinking and muffled footsteps were comforting in a way, grounding me in the familiarity of home. But when I tried to get up, I couldn't. I was lying on my stomach, my face turned to the side, cheek pressed into the pillow. My arm was pinned beneath me, awkward and numb. My eyes darted around the room, taking in the faint glow from the streetlight outside, filtering through the blinds. I noticed the messy pile of clothes spilling out of my open closet, a mental note I'd been ignoring for days. But my body wouldn't move. No matter how much I willed it, I was completely frozen. The only part of me that could move was my eyes. At first, I thought maybe I'd just slept in a weird position and my body hadn't caught up with my brain. But as the seconds ticked by, the panic started to build. I tried again and again to move, wiggling my toes, flexing my fingers, but nothing responded. It was like I was trapped in my own skin. And then I felt it, a hand. It wrapped around my right ankle. The grip wasn't rough or painful, but it was firm, deliberate, like someone was calmly grabbing my hand for a handshake, only this wasn't a hand I could see. My heart started pounding so hard, I thought it would burst out of my chest. The room was dead silent now, except for the sound of my own shallow breaths. I couldn't see anything, but I could feel it. Something or someone was there. I tried to convince myself it wasn't real. Maybe it was just my imagination, my mind playing tricks on me because I couldn't move. But it didn't feel like my imagination. It felt real, too real. I focused all my energy on moving, and after what felt like an eternity, I managed to shake my leg just enough to break free. Relief washed over me, but it was fleeting, because then the other ankle was grabbed. The grip felt the same, steady, deliberate, but my panic had doubled. My breaths came in short gasps as I struggled to move again. This time it was harder. My body felt like it was fighting against invisible restraints, but somehow I managed to shake that leg free, too. I barely had time to process what was happening before both ankles were seized at once. This time the grip was different, stronger, angrier. I couldn't believe what was happening. My body wasn't my own. I was completely at its mercy. And then I felt it. I was being dragged. I can't even explain how vivid it was. My jeans bunched up uncomfortably around my thighs as I slid down the bed. My t-shirt rolled up under my stomach, exposing my skin to the cool sheets. My head slipped off the pillow, and my arm, trapped beneath me, was forced straight as I was pulled closer to the open closet. The closet? Why hadn't I shut it earlier? My mind raced with 1,000 thoughts, but none of them made sense. All I knew was that I was being dragged inch by inch toward that dark, gaping doorway. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I kept thinking, asterisk, this can't be real, this can't be real. But it felt real, too real. The friction of the sheets against my skin, the pull of my clothes, it was all so vivid. just as I thought I was going to be dragged completely off the bed, the paralysis snapped. My body jolted awake, and I scrambled backward, pulling my knees to my chest. I pressed myself against the wall, shaking, gasping for air, my heart racing like I'd just run a marathon. But then I saw it. In the dark corner of my open closet, something was there, a shadow darker than the rest. Its edges seemed to shift and ripple, like it was alive. I couldn't see its face, if it even had one. But its presence filled the room with a suffocating weight. It didn't move, but I knew it was watching me. I could feel its anger, its intent. I screamed for my mom. I didn't care how embarrassing it was. I needed her to come. By the time she rushed in, the shadow was gone. The room was just normal again. But I couldn't stop shaking. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. How could I? Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that shadow, felt those hands pulling me down. And then last night it happened again. The same time, the same feeling, the same shadow. I tried to tell myself it wouldn't happen again, that maybe it was just my mind playing tricks on me. But as soon as I felt that hand on my ankle, I knew it was happening all over again. The second night, the dragging felt more forceful, and the shadow lingered longer. I swear it was closer this time, as though it had gained more control over me. Now I'm sitting here, exhausted, terrified, and confused. I am dreading the thought of sleeping tonight. I can't stop replaying it in my head. The feeling of being dragged, the shadow in the closet. It felt too real to be a dream. If this really is sleep paralysis, does it normally repeat the exact same way? Or is this something deeper? I tried to think back, to remember if there had been anything in my life recently that could explain this. I'd been stressed lately. School, work, everything piling up at once. Could it be that my mind was just playing tricks on me? But the feeling of being dragged was too real. The way the grip tightened, how the shadow loomed in the corner of the room, how everything felt like it was happening outside of my control. This wasn't a trick of the mind. I didn't just imagine the coldness in the air or the sense of pure malice that seemed to pulse from the dark figure. I don't know if I believe in demons or ghosts or any of that, but I can't shake the feeling that something was trying to get to me. I keep wondering if I'm being tested, if this is some kind of warning. I don't know how much longer I can handle this, but tonight, as the darkness falls again, the fear tightens its grip. What if this time it's worse? What if the shadow isn't just watching anymore? I can feel it coming again, waiting. I've spent all day looking up explanations. Some say sleep paralysis is just your body lagging behind your brain as you wake up. But others say it's something darker. Is it a spiritual attack? A moment when something sinister tries to take control. And that's what scares me the most. What if it was something spiritual? What if it wasn't just my brain or my body betraying me? What if that shadow wasn't just a shadow? I don't know what to believe anymore. All I know is that I'm terrified to close my eyes tonight. What do you think? Have you experienced anything like this? Is there a way to stop it? If this really is something spiritual, how do you fight it? I honestly don't know what to do.